And we are live, by God Almighty.
So yesterday when we were supposed to do Come Weekly TV and I had to call it in because I was too exhausted. I found a rare hidden gem that I didn't think I'd ever gonna find. So Tuesday, yes, we are still going to be doing Nick Arcade. But I found the original pilot that didn't have Phil Moore as the host. And
Oh yeah, I've seen that
everything was
before.
completely different. And this one is I don't know. Wow, Damian Priest just slapped the belt out of JD McDonald Google me's hands. Despite that, it was the pilot originally. It would, from the looks, the aesthetics, and overall, the pilot and the main show just had one thing that Legends had along with that. It was theming. The whole thing was games. So I looked at the pilot and I'm like, these motherfuckers got games that Phil Moore couldn't even get on his shit. You can get Sonic,
Shit.
but you can't even get Mario Brothers 3. I'm like, what? But nah, it looked super fun, and we probably might have to watch that tomorrow because that was really interesting to look at. But yeah, 8 point and goodies to all you Ramble Maniacs and all of you BC aliens out there. Please do not ask us why last year's graphics is up here. All right. We could work with what we have. So sorry.
Like any of it fucking matters. It's the Summerfest, god damn it. It's the damn Summerfest. It's the same shit. It's just think of it as being I got it behind me. It was in Cleveland. It's the same shit.
Plus, honestly, the show was as boring. The show was so boring that we didn't even need new graphics for this. Honestly, I don't think the color orange and brown would look good on the Ramblemania show. Honestly, no, it wouldn't work there. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ramblemania show proudly brings to you. I'm your former 13-time Ramblemania heavyweight champion, your former inaugural tag team champion, your then now forever Ramblemania hardcore champion. I'm Hazel the iZombie, and I'm joined with, as always,
It is I, your current reigning, defending, undisputed 16-time Ramblemania champion of all the cosmos. It's like I said Saturday, Ric Flair, John Cena, get the fuck out of my way. This shit mine now. TJ the Great. TJ the Great.
we still ask that question whether it was really 16 world titles that Ric Flair really has. Because a lot of people say there's more to it. But once you hit 20 something, you and Jerry the King Lawler got to talk.
If I got to get to fucking 22, yeah, then me and you will talk, Jerry. You guys, I mean, both of y'all niggas got some dubious circumstances under your shit anyway. So we gonna talk about that later. But let's talk about the Summerfest.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our SummerSlam 2024 live review here on the Ramblemania show.
Six, you were at
We're,
the bar. you
yeah,
had
I,
fun at the bar.
yeah, I could kind of see why you were, elsewhere. I don't know, but it was fun. Look,
I should have been at the fucking bar.
we just sat here, watched SummerSlam for the 3.5 hours that they have presented.
For what?
For
3.5 hours
what
for what?
exactly? For them to be like, hey, you know how the show that everyone else likes to watch is usually right after our fucking premium live events. We're gonna rock this shit early because we just found out that they're gonna be going live early as well. So we're gonna go live at 4 while they think that they're gonna be ahead of us. Not. Oh my god. This was absolutely honestly, I could just say it was an embarrassment just for them to actually announce we're gonna have a 3-hour kickoff show. Yay! I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Listen. Listen.
Like, even if there were no matches in the kickoff, or even if they had one, are you really gonna sit there and watch a 3-hour kickoff show of a bunch of talking heads sitting behind a fucking green screen or a bunch of fat
That's
slobs?
we know what that was. We know what
I
that was.
but we didn't watch it.
No, of course not. I
All right,
mean,
then.
even if I was home to watch it, I wouldn't have. I would have watched Collision, but they put that there so that you wouldn't watch Collision. So there you go.
I feel like that was a stupid ploy because overall, even if it's wrestling, but it's a kickoff show. Hey, guess what? There's still no wrestling going on this kickoff show. Like,
I
if
mean,
y'all
it's
trying,
it's really a thing for people who like really value WWE television. It's just like I got to see everything. Like you would think maybe those people would watch a Collision as like a
it's for
precursor to
people.
SummerSlam, but then they put that on and it's like, oh well, I gotta watch the pre-show. It's SummerSlam day. Like they
It's
treat
for
it like an event.
people originally who are committed to ESPN and other stuff and want to be along with everyone else. They want the time to go by. They don't want their day to go by slow if they're not watching their favorite fucking shows. That's probably one of the reasons why the kickoff is there. But for 3 hours, that was not necessary. Like literally, I could do that here on Mondays for Raw. I don't need that on
Well, you know, we didn't watch it, so
I know. But yeah, this event literally was in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. An attendance of 57,791 people in the stadium are ready to watch a 7-match card with 6 championships on the line. Thoughts on the crowd, the stage, going forward before we commence with this damn show?
production, the stage and the production and all that shit was probably the best part of the show. Actually, it was good. I like the setup. I think the setup that WWE does nowadays with their big events is actually really cool. Like apart from all the ads and all that bullshit, before you get to that, like when you get to the stage and the sets, like, and when people were making their entrances, I like the nameplate that came up that had like little stats on it or little background facts. Like,
Yeah.
it was really slick and cool, and like that was good. That I like. Crowd was obviously pretty hot, and for a lot of, I mean, we're gonna talk about in some of these matches they weren't hot at all, but like overall they were excited. They were excited to see the show. They were excited to see the stars and all that shit. Yeah, like Six said, there was some good camera work, some decent camera work. The breath helmet thing that they kind of did was kind of funny and weird.
The camera earpiece that they
Yeah,
had.
I didn't hate it, but I thought it was kind of like what the hell is that? Because like
Yeah,
when the Punk Drew match started, Seth had it on, and like they had a shot of him like looking around at the guys, and you just see CM Punk like looking dead at the camera. This shit was
you know what my
hilarious.
thing was with that whole shtick. They only introduced it for just 2 matches. They introduced it for the opener and for the Punk and Drew match, which I didn't mind because you don't want something new like that to overstay its welcome within that one event. Like you want to use it sporadically. You don't want to use it too much because then it's like, okay, now we got to go. Now we're going to go back to us complaining about how there's way too many fucking camera cuts.
No, Young Wolf, we're not allowed to talk about that. We can only talk about a show not selling out when it's AEW. WWE sells out everything. They didn't sell out the show, but
they didn't. I don't.
But I
care
mean,
if
it
they
was
didn't sell out the
full.
show.
Like it was mostly full.
Look, yeah, it got full, but yeah, we saw some areas where it was that didn't have any seating arrangements. Look, it was still a big fucking crowd for what it was.
They drew a big crowd, so
yeah,
they made a lot of money.
All that, yeah, they made a lot of money off of that. Indeed, if I,
so
find the numbers.
The dope backstage shots, too many of them, but we'll talk about that later. I'm watching Monday Night Raw and they don't have like Hazel just said, Johnny, that's something that they were experimenting with. So they may bring that back and it may become permanent, but as of right now, I think that's just something that they'll pop in every now and again on big shows because
I think it's just for the premium live events for now.
Yeah.
For now, like I said, I don't want it to be used as like the everyday item because I know that we're moving towards the future here of modern day technology evolving very quickly. Now we have fucking earpieces for cameras and shit. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like I definitely think there's cool things you can do with that, but give it time.
Very cool, very innovative, but it's also at the same time, it's not that this thing could probably overstay its welcome if they use it too much. It makes the refs look stupid knowing that they got an earpiece on one ear and something else on the other ear.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. And then, I mean, again, that is experimental stuff. So I guess the kinks, whatever kinks, will be worked out in due time.
Like now, I just feel like they're literally just talking on their Bluetooth headphones. Like
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like it.
Shit, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Okay, well, like I said, 7 matches, 6 championships. We're on the line here. A big money match that fucking fell flat. And for some odd reason, I just saw a fly during the Damian Priest and JD McDonough match. Like it was a big ass fly, bro.
Oh,
holy
damn.
shit. Yeah, it just appeared on camera. I'm like, what the fuck?
Man, what they got going on out there?
So, for those of you who are new here to the Ramblemania show, who are watching our reviews for the first time, we rank these in the way that we rank everything else. 1 is a who booked this shit. 2 is a bad. 3 is a solid good. 4 is bars. 5 is GOAT. 6 and up are the highest grades of all time, what we want to name them. And then the ones that we just really don't give a flying fuck about will get a now and a Ryback skip. And, honestly, I don't even have to ask you this question because I could tell that there wasn't a GOAT in this fucking match and this whole show at all.
There ain't even a bars on this shit, bro. Ain't even a bars on this shit. A GOAT? Fuck out of here. Please.
Oh, man. So, overall, if we're going into this shit,
there's a match close to bars.
In a mid mindset, then I think whatever we're going to say here, we rather say it now or we just might as well just keep our fucking peace. And I don't think we're going to keep our peace here. We're live at this point.
No, I had to watch this shit, so I'm gonna say what the fuck I think.
6 is watching Raw, and he's telling me Rhea Ripley showed up. I'm not near Rhea. I'm just watching Dom beat up Priest, but whatever.
Well, let's talk about her.
Yeah, that is what opens up the show. And fuck the WWE for announcing, we are inviting Naomichi Marufuji to our show, only to have him do Japanese commentary by himself. You couldn't get Shun Yamaguchi or fucking.
You didn't have a partner?
No, I've been telling you off cam, he was by himself.
That's crazy though. Like, no Funaki, no, what the fuck?
No Shun Yamaguchi, no nothing. And I'm just like, what? You're kidding me, right? Like, bro, I would have figured you knew.
If I would have ever had an inclination to watch the show again, I do not. But if I would have ever had an inclination to watch the show again, I would want to watch it with Marufuji's commentary. I want to see what Marufuji thinks about mommy and the love triangle and all that.
What's so crazy though? Even when we were watching the show, they didn't even present him. Like remember before how back then?
Like that's why you told me he was there. I was like, he was.
They used to actually introduce not just the Spanish commentators next to the U.S. ones. They had a section where they introduced all of the global commentators for the show.
Yeah, it would be like we're live in 150 countries, and here's a bunch of different commentators. Like,
they don't fucking do it no more. You know what it is? It's like once COVID happened, it was like, all right, we're done. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna introduce everyone because apparently to us, we think that's filler. No, it's a breath of fresh air to actually see new faces. I just found out that we're getting another face for Monday Night Raw, aka Michael Cole is leaving. And now next month, Pat McAfee is about to fucking leave the company once again because he has other fucking priorities to take care of.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. Like I would like if they're gonna do like time filler type things, then I would prefer them. Hey, look at all our commentators as opposed to just ads or packages or bullshit. Something substantive.
With that being said, great one. Are you ready?
Yes, let's get this shit over with.
I guess I am as well. Submitted to the approval of the Ramblemania show. This is our SummerSlam 2024 live review. The tale of bullshit happenings at the Summerfest. Without further ado, let's fucking ramble. Did you?
He always leaves,
What?
Johnny. He has to
He
do college
always
football.
leaves. He has college football. Football's starting up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, college football is more important than the World Wrestling Federation. I'm sorry, Johnny. That's just how it is.
We open up the show officially with the Women's World Championship as Liv Morgan defends her title against Rhea Ripley. This was 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Great one. Let's commence with the rambling.
Yes. So looking at this and having the show in totality, this was definitely a tone setter for what this show is going to be, which is full on WWE cinema and storytelling. And it all of those things brutally beating down and overriding most attempts at making this pro wrestling. Like it even extended to commentary. You got poor Michael Cole on commentary trying to constantly bring up the fact that, hey, this match is for the title. It's for the women's championship. Rhea and Liv have all this history from like a year back or whatever, only for fucking Pat McAfee and Corey Graves. Pat McAfee and Corey Graves were awful in this match. Fucking awful. They kept cutting him off to bitch about Dom. Like, I get it. You're telling a story. Dom is this fucking dork who somehow got two hot girls fighting over him. Okay, cool. I get it. I got eyes. I can see it. And I heard you the first 10 times you tried to say dummy Dom and tried to get that dumb shit over, Pat. Like, they sucked in this match, man. Awful commentary. Like, I felt bad for Michael Cole because he was trying here. But the actual match is predicated around Rhea's shoulder and how healthy she was because she just came back from a shoulder injury. So she had the spot where she popped it back in on the announce desk after it popped out, which I thought that was pretty cool. Like, you make it look like a badass. Then Liv brought in the chair eventually. And then Rhea just like, this was weird. Liv brought in the chair, Rhea bowled up and then just hit her with her finish. And then she was going to hit her with the chair. And then Dom came in like, no, you can't win the title like this, which true. And then Liv makes a comeback. Dom distracts the ref. Liv uses the chair. It's a swerve, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, cool. What the fuck was Liv and Dom's plan? Like, were they counting on Rhea to be a dumbass and try to use the chair? Because what if she just hit Liv with her move and then pinned her? What would they have done
Honestly, I didn't even think the whole thing was like Liv and Dom's plan. I think when we talk about the world title match going forward, because I have a lot to talk about with this match in particular and the world title.
Well, I mean, in terms of like, I'm just talking about like importantly, like what obviously Dom he was going to betray Rhea. He knew he was going to do that. So like, I don't know. It was just a weird setup thing. I'm glad they made you laugh, Johnny. Their commentary was fucking awful. They suck.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that
like,
because I have
you had a bunch of people that all I've seen on Twitter is people talking about this feud and how it doesn't pass the Bechdel test. Which, if you don't know what the Bechdel test is, it's when you have two women characters on screen, and can you have those women characters talk about anything other than a man? And in the case of Rhea and Liv, the answer was no. So Michael Cole was in this match trying to make it seem like, no, there's more than just Dom here. They got the title. They got beef from a year back. And then Pat and Corey just keep coming in. Yeah, but Dom. It's like, shut the fuck up. Let them tell a story beyond Dom. But yeah, whatever. I thought the match was fine. Like the turn was like, I don't even watch the show, and I knew that Dom was probably gonna turn. But it's fine. It's whatever. The crowd was clearly hot. Riptide near fall got a big pop. The turn got a big pop. Huge reaction. The kiss and all that. So obviously people are invested in the story. The crowd is hot with this story. So it progresses. It moves. So I'll give this a regular bad. Like, regular shit. 2 stars.
I am still not 100% invested in this. And I don't want to be 100% invested in this. Because I'm not fickle. I'm not sheep. Hell, I'm not even a wolf dog. All right? I'm my own human being. First of all, I'm going to get it out of the way right now, and I will agree with you 100% on this. Pat and Corey ruined this match. It's like they basically got on top of the commentary table, dropped their pants, and one of them was going to blow each other while the other was talking. It's like, all right, Pat, you go down while I talk, and then it'll be your turn. I'll go down, and then you talk. We just over-talk Michael Cole because what relevancy does he have to the story other than the entertainment that we are gargling out of our own fucking throats? That's just disgusting. The fact that those two had to be the fucking highlight. Johnny, shut up. Don't argue with us with this.
That's why you like the show, Six. You didn't have to hear it. That's why.
You were in a bar where there were like a bunch of other people screaming in your ear.
You're in a bar having fun with your friends and shit.
If there was a moment, because there are moments where it's like, yo, people on Instagram are telling Instagram, can we get a dislike button on our shit as well? I am one of those people that's like, yo, can we just exclusively, can we just get a mute button for the commentary? I just want to mute the commentary because it is atrocious that I want to listen to only one person out of 3 people talking, but then 2 out of the 3 people have to overshadow that one person that's actually telling the story for them to basically talk gossip. This is not high school. You are not 2 women fighting over the same guy that you 2 had sex with. Okay, stop that. This doesn't work for the fucking community of wrestling. And the fact that you got people like Johnny falling for your stupid shtick, it's absolutely asinine because this does not need to be done this, done that, done this, done that, done this, done that, done this. Shut up. There's a match going on that is more important than a guy that, that has the biggest heat right now in the company. I just want to, he's now going to become an even bigger heat magnet. Yeah, it's happening. Overall, I'm looking at this match as for what was going on within the 2 years that these 2 women faced each other. The last person that Rhea Ripley lost to before she went on this crazy ass undefeated streak. For those 2 years that she was undefeated, the last person that she lost to ever was Rhea. Was Liv. We come back, we run it back, do the same shit again. Except this time, we beat Rhea's 2-year undefeated streak. See, now, I can honestly say, I didn't want to pick Liv. I didn't want to. But somebody still likes to copy my homework. And I'm not going to be tying with people that don't beat me. So I had to change stuff. And Liv looked like the obvious choice since there's been a lot of dissension in the Judgment Day. And it's been going on for a while. They've been teasing it. And this is the prime example of Triple H telling his long-term storytelling within factions. And I think he did it well here. When the ending and the betrayal came, I was okay with it. I do admit that it was a little bit stupid. That Dom's like, no, Rhea, you can't do that. You got to win the right way. Do it the right way. That's right then and there. You knew that I was like, all right, the turn's coming. It's also fucking coming. This was just a straight up success. This was just straight up bullshit telenovela nonsense. And that will become the outcome of it. And I didn't like it. The commentary ruined it even more.
Hey, I want to make it clear. I don't have a problem with like soap opera bullshit in wrestling.
Neither
wrestling
do I.
Can be soap opera bullshit sometimes.
When you do
My problem is, like when you do it excessively to that point where, your feud doesn't pass the Bechdel test, then sure, it's bad. It's too much.
It's just, and once again, because I'm watching Raw right now, I'm going to tell you right here and now, because I'm going to be saying this a couple of times within certain matches, this isn't over. This is definitely not over. Okay, there's going to be some fucking mixed tag or some shit taking place, but this is not over between Rhea and Liv.
This is definitely a show. This whole show, like this match and this whole show, is definitely a show for people who consistently watch WWE TV and are following the narratives week to week.
Bottom line, I'm gonna give this match a bad. Commentary ruined it. The ending fucked it up because you could have just blatantly did it right there. Just take the chair from Rhea Ripley. Have him distract the ref. There's your low blow. You didn't have to bring the chair back into the whole scenario. That was just stupid. I mean,
like
if
shit.
Dom was trying to do a whole type of lie, cheat, and steal type of gimmick here, he did it wrong.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like, if Dom's intention was to betray Rhea and make sure Liv won, then Liv would win if Rhea hit her. He should have let her hit her. All right.
I don't know.
Like, you could have stopped her afterward and then got Liv out of there. But
sometimes I kind of want to punch Bruce Pritchard in the face for shit like this because I feel like this was his booking, and I hate his booking.
This is Triple H. Triple H did this.
I don't think this was him.
But
I don't think this was him.
No. Like, the same way Vince had the final word before, Triple H is the guy now who has the final word. So this shit don't pop on screen unless Triple H approves it. So
this match is getting bad. I need to remind you guys that, like, this again, this might not be one of the best reviews that we've done, but there have been some SummerSlam reviews that we have done that were not that good. And I've been watching a lot of wrestling reviews on other people reviewing this show, and they're talking about, like, oh, this was the best show in all of summer. Yeah, wait till All In happens, and then you guys talk about this was the greatest show in the world. Those are fucking idiots, man.
I mean, if you like the show, you like the show. But
yeah. If you like the show, but don't go out of your way exaggerating it like this was the greatest show in the world. Oh my god! And there were a lot of people that were doing that. Like,
well, people are always going to do that, especially with the World Wrestling Federation. I ain't impressed about that.
Braun Breaker goes one-on-one with Sami Zayn for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This was 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble on.
So I do want to bring up an issue in this match that is actually not as prevalent in this match as it is in other matches, but I still want to talk about it here because, like, WWE's increasing reliance on mid-match monologues is very annoying. It's getting worse. Like, I'm all for some good trash talk in the middle of a heat segment. Like, you know, you beating somebody down and you can't fuck with me, whatever. That's cool. But there's a difference between that and, like, just yelling a whole ass promo at a guy while you stand over him and the camera zooms in on you, making sure that you're mic'd up so they can catch your dialogue. Like, come on. It's way worse in other matches, but I bring it up here because this match was very short. Like, they went go, go, go with some decent pace. Like, Braun was being overwhelming and strong and quick and powerful while Sami stayed in the game with veteran wits. And the commentators even talked about that. So, good story. But then they just break it up and just spell it out as Braun grabs Sami in the ropes, just starts kind of promo on him. Like, you can't stop me. You ain't got it. You got it.
Fucking quit.
Just quit. You can't
quit. I'm like,
it's like, all right, bro, I get it. Please.
Okay, Roids, shut up.
Just go back to beat him up. So then Sami attempts to fight back out of that, but then Braun just cuts him off with the spear and wins. And then that was it. And again, the story of it clearly was, like, Sami's a vet and can, you know, fight as much as he can, but Braun is just too young, too strong, too fast. It's too much for him. And he blitzed him, which, like, cool, but I just wish they wouldn't have that little bit in there. But I'm going to give this a high tier bad. Like, I thought this was actually a decent little match. I just wish it would have had more time. So, yeah, there you go.
This was a WCW Goldberg match.
It kind of was.
Who booked this shit?
I thought it was a good WCW Goldberg match.
Nah. Can I remind you that? No. This is why I'm saying this. I need to remind you that the last match that they had, Money in the Bank, what did I say about that match?
That match was good, too.
That was my match of the night.
Yeah, that match is better than this one. That match is better.
13 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
They shaved off 8 minutes to give them 540.
Yeah, 540 is...
Who booked this shit? Bruce fucking Pritchard, you fat fuck.
Listen, I don't... Again,
look.
Triple H did that shit. Don't put it on Bruce. Put it on Triple H because Triple H approved it.
And I'm not the biggest fan of this because this should have just happened at Money in the Bank if that was the case. You should have just pulled the trigger at Money in the Bank, because now when you did this, it again, just a WCW Goldberg match. I knew that there was story, but once the bell rung and it was over, it felt like nothing. It felt like nothing. And then you got this asshole who is basically doing Steiner Goldberg stuff, stiffing people and injuring himself. He fucked up his shoulder like an idiot because, again, he can't control his speed and agility. Like, dude, slow it the fuck down. Pace yourself the fuck out. Not everything needs to be speed, because guess what? Not everyone is on your level with speed. Chill the fuck out, because no one cannot wrestle how you wrestle, all right? Chill out, Braun. This was a who booked this shit. This match should have never happened. You should have just did it at Money in the Bank, moved on with Ludwig Kaiser or Sheamus. Should have never been here. The Wyatt Six and Gable and the Creeds could have been here instead of them being on the main event tonight. Hell, fucking
they weren't on the show.
The Bloodline could have been on this match, facing off against DIY for the tag titles, and they would have changed the belts there. But they did it on Friday. Why did this match need to exist?
Well, they had to get the title on, bro.
Make it make the fuck sense. It didn't make sense. Who booked this shit?
I get why he ain't pays himself. When he did, he lost. Fair enough. True.
LA Knight taking on Logan Paul for the WWE United States Championship. This was 12 minutes flat. Logan Paul came out with some white rapper that thinks he could battle Eminem, but he couldn't.
Bro.
Go ahead, TJ Ramblon.
First of all, Logan Paul's theme sucks. Shit's generic as fuck. Like, this nigga's an influencer. Can he influence his way into a decent theme? Like, look, like you said, he came out.
Fuck him overall.
Oh yeah, fuck Logan Paul. But aside from all that, he came out with MGK. I ain't a big MGK fan, but MGK could definitely make a better theme song than whatever the fuck that Def Rebel shit is. And yeah, he got booed in his hometown. I thought this was funny because the commentators are talking about, yeah, Logan Paul's getting booed in his hometown. And Cole's like, that's funny because they like The Miz. He's from here. And Corey's like, well, they're jealous because Logan Paul has a wife hotter than theirs. Nigga, Michael Cole just brought up The Miz. Have you seen The Miz's wife? But fair enough. I thought it was funny that LA Knight pulled up in the Prime Mobile and then smashed one window. They must have been like, hey.
It's not even like one smash. It botched, and then he did it again.
And then it broke clean through. They was like, listen, you cannot fuck up this car to any degree where we can't fix it. Just break the window. That's it, and get away from it. And to be a little more positive now, I thought Pat McAfee and Corey Graves were actually significantly better in this match than the first two. Because they were bantering, like they were trying to banter all night. But I actually think the banter kind of worked in this match because it was kind of comedic. And also, like, it helped that they weren't actively detracting from the match. Like the banter was kind of relevant to some of the shit that was going on in the match. They were talking about the Prime guys or whatever. And then Michael Cole actually joined in on it. So instead of, like, Corey Graves and Pat McAfee trying to banter over Michael Cole, it's the three of them bantering, which that works. That's dynamic. That's dynamicism or whatever. But the match itself was fine. Up to this point, the most straightforward match of the night, which is pretty funny because they limited the Gaga for the rookie wrestler. But the impromptu brain buster from LA Knight was pretty sick. It paid off a bit where I guess his boy has been interfering in his matches, so LA Knight beat him up. And Cole was like, get him! Get that son of a bitch! Then MGK hopped the barricade, and I was like, oh, he's going to run in the ring. And he just gave Logan Paul his brass knucks. So you did not need to hop the barricade to give him brass knucks. And it made it even funnier because after he used the brass knucks, LA Knight just no-sold it and hit the BFT and won. I was like, what? But then Logan Paul got his foot on the rope, so you can set up a rematch off that.
I was telling you that. I was fucking telling you.
No, you did tell me. I know. So then I watched it. I was like, oh, yeah, that happened. So, yeah. Logan Paul's a fucking dipshit But dipshit can work. There's a lot of dipshits in wrestling that can work. He's in the right business. So pretty funny match. I give it a high bats. It's the best match of the night up to this point. Up to this point.
Up to this point, yeah, not. I mean,
like the crowd was hot. It was cool. It was fun.
Okay. First of all, everything that is going on with Logan Paul outside of this, he needs to go fuck off. He needs to be banned from social media completely. Because, I'm surprised. I am literally surprised that, he says this shit about a transgendered boxer in the Olympics.
Was not a transgender. She's a cisgender woman.
A cisgender.
Or a woman. Yeah. But I know what you mean because he called her transgender.
Yes. He made it. The way he made it seem, it was very, to everyone else that saw it, it's very transphobic. It's very offensive. And again, Logan Paul has one of those things where you just think that, all right, just because you're famous, just because you have money, just because you think that you could delete this shit and it could go away and then no one will ever talk about it, that it's going to be okay. No, it's just you work with a company that is going to get a lot of flack because of your post. And it's because of that, overall, I think the decision needed to be made that you had to lose the title. I don't know. Maybe
I don't think the company gives a fuck, to be honest.
I don't know.
I don't.
Maybe so. But hear me on this. Maybe he was supposed to retain here. I don't know. I do not know. But yeah,
I think he was going to lose regardless. I don't think they give a fuck about this. I think some of the people in the company agree with him. That's what I think.
We need to get him off social media for good. Like, I don't give a fuck the company agrees with him. The fact that his fan base, a good portion of his fan base, still agrees with him.
And I mean, it needs to be made clear, Johnny. It needs to be made crystal clear that what he said on social media last week was factually inaccurate. If you agree with it, you're agreeing with misinformation. You're agreeing with something that is straight up not true.
And you basically are in support of everything that he thinks that he stands for.
So and what he stands for is a lie. It's lies. So do you agree with lies?
It's ridiculous. The match, though, I thought it was okay. I mean, Logan Paul did his stuff. Did what he needs to do. I love the springboard moonsault on the outside. He trained a lot for that shit. I'm just like, yeah. But it was pretty smooth, though. I love the LA Knight's gear. Game 6 mode was activated here. Came out with the bull stuff, the Jordan sneakers and shit. I loved it. It was very fun. It was a long time coming. He was in some weird positions in SummerSlam. The guy won a Slim Jim Battle Royal last year, which we all said was a really good match, but it was still gimmicky for what it was. We didn't hate it, but it was like, LA Knight is this big star who's over than Rover. Anyone on SmackDown, he's 10 times over than them. Why are we putting him in this sort of predicament when he could be somewhere, I don't know, what he's doing now, which is him carrying the U.S. title going forward into the WWE stratosphere and maybe putting some prestige back into that belt, because god damn, there hasn't been prestige in that belt since Cena's open challenges. And that's a shame, bro. There have been guys that hold on to that title. They rarely fucking defend it. And it rarely gets defended on pay-per-views. It's like, bro, let's seize this opportunity with this belt. I'm hoping LA Knight is that person to carry that fucking mantle. And especially over the fact that we got female Intercontinental and U.S. titles coming into the WWE soon. Can we start utilizing these mid-card belts to its full potential now? We're already doing it with the IC belt. Let's do it with the US now. I will give this match a solid good. This was a really good match. I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. I still don't give a fuck about the commentary. Even if it was good for a while. After the whole thing with the beginning of the show, I just said, I'm done with these two. I'm done. I don't care if you guys try to bring me back. Fuck you guys. It was absolutely
bro, it
ridiculous.
was way too sweet. I prefer Gatorade. Johnny, like there is nothing to argue here. He was wrong. Period.
No, Johnny.
Don't bring it up again. There's nothing to argue. He was factually incorrect. That's it. I copped it just to see how you're having a formed opinion. Formed opinion. I don't need that shit, man. Drinking no damn prime.
Nia Jax taking on Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. This was 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble
on. So this match, Nia came out. The best I can say for her song is it's not as generic as most of the other Def Rebel themes, but it's just a knockoff of her old theme, which is much better than this, and it just makes me think, why'd you even change it? But whatever. Apparently, the story for this is Bayley bringing up Nia injuring her in the past because she was reckless and sloppy, which, like, dumb. Work shoot stuff is always tricky to play with in wrestling, but I feel like an obvious one to not touch is injuries born of irresponsibility because, yes, Nia was bad at the time she hurt Bayley. She was bad at her job. But in kayfabe, hurting people is her job. So you can't call attention to someone injuring someone without destroying the entire conceit of wrestling. Like, that's dumb. But anywho, there's a lot of scuttlebutt I've seen around the streets about how much better Nia Jax has gotten as a wrestler. And I figured this would be a good test for me personally to gauge it, since I feel like one of Nia's best matches is the one she had with Bayley back in NXT in London. And she's way more experienced than that now. Listen, and you already know, I ain't going to say too much about Bayley. You already know how I feel about her. So they did play off the London match because Bayley put Nia in the guillotine, which is how she beat her in that match. And Michael Cole even mentioned it. I thought Michael Cole was actually good tonight. I'm gonna give Michael Cole his props. The other two,
hold on. Michael Cole was throughout the entire show. Michael Cole was probably the best thing.
He was good. He was good.
He was like a relief for when all the bad shit came in.
Yeah, like you can tell now, like Michael Cole has been doing his job for a long time, and like especially now that Vince ain't in his ear no more and he's looser, like he
feels so like
he's rocking,
free from the fucking shackles of, hey pal, say this shit 100 times. If not, you're fired. And I was just like, hey Cole, just say whatever you want and have fun. Even say shit.
Yeah. Because Michael Cole was even like telling Pat McAfee, you can say it. He's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit. Which honestly, that was like my only favorite part for Pat. I'm like, all right, okay, we're getting away with this now.
That would have been. I thought that line was actually good too, and I would have liked it a lot more if he had spent the whole match fucking bitching at Dom. If he would have just like shut up until that point, it would have been great. But yeah. So like I said, they played off the London match. With the guillotine, but Nia broke it this time, which essentially showed how much he's grown since then. Then Bayley hit this big top rope power bomb, Macho Man elbow for the near fall. But then it's Tiffy time. Tiffy came out, but that was just a swerve because Nia hit her with the power bombs and the Vader bomb, the Annihilator. I like that she calls it the Annihilator. And she got the dub. I thought this was okay. I thought this match was okay. But I feel like it would have benefited more from shorter time and quicker pace. Like, I feel like if you would have swapped this time with Braun and Sammy, maybe not 5 minutes, maybe like 8 or something like that. But if you would have swapped those times, I feel like both matches would have ended up much better. So I'm going to just give this a solid middle of the road back.
Just a quick heads up, because next week I will be coming back for Raw. They're doing 2 out of 3 falls between Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn for the IC belt. We're running it back again.
Why didn't they do that on the pay-per-view?
Why didn't you do that?
That sounds good. What the fuck? That sounds good.
No. We can't say that because the amount of time that they've done here. We complain about the fucking amount of length that they put on these pay-per-views. It's not just because of the filler, the extensive filler that they like to throw out. It's just overall, it's wrestling. They like to just be like, hey, hey, give me fucking 3.5, 4-hour show.
No, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like in a vacuum, like a 15, 20-minute Braun Sammy 2 out of 3 Falls match, that sounds good.
Yeah, the fucking Bailey and Nia Jax. I have this thing where like I don't like it when we bring up old history because people want to bring up the fact that like, oh, remember you lost to her and she injured you and that stuff and whatever, just for them to do it again. Like, here's my thing. I get that Nia came back. She looked better than ever. She lost some weight. She looked sexier. She got some training while she was released. And she got better. Yeah, it's still back to the whole, oh, she's out there killing people. That type of shit. I get it. I completely get 100% what they're doing here. I just don't like that it had to revolve back to that story again. Like, we could have thought of anything different to do here. I get that the only thing that's new about this story is Tiffy being with Nia as like, her little best friend shit. It's like the whole thing with Alexa Bliss, but we don't know who's going to be the one bullying who here. It's whether or not, how long is it going to be until Tiffany actually cashes in on her best friend? That's the ticking time bomb at this point. I just think that the match literally did not deliver to its expectations. And it felt awfully flat for me. And trust me, this is the one shit that I was also starting to read. This has been going on for a while, and I've been hating it. Oh, Bailey's boring champion. She's a boring champion. She's so boring. She's not building story. She's never here. She's so boring. I'm like, you guys are not even giving her a fucking chance. You weren't saying that for all the other times she held the title. Why say it now? Why are we waiting until now to say all this shit?
And she's never there. She's not been on the show?
I'm talking about, like, in the past, from her past title reigns. But then it's also like, we're the current title reign. There are times where it's like, yeah, she's on SmackDown, but it's either she's not competing or she's not on the show.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those where it's like, that's where people are getting the analogy of how, like, she could be a boring champion. She'll compete from time to time, but she's not like doing anything every week.
That's what it is. In WWE, the way they do shit, like, you have to be doing crazy promos or some type of bullshit every week. Otherwise, their fan base don't feel like you're doing anything, because that's what their measure is of, are you being used properly or not? So, whatever.
And that's why that's the same thing that they're also saying to fucking Cody Rhodes, and they said it to Damian Priest. I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that Liv Morgan was not a boring champion to you guys? She's the most boring champion of all time.
Well, I mean, you're doing a direct comparison thing. That
but whatever. I digress. Right? I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm just gonna give this match a fucking bad because I really wanted her to have a really good title run. I really wanted her to actually, do stuff, go forward, maybe have a lengthy reign at least, but we can't even get that. Fuck. I was so upset when they made that move. And then to do that stupid swerve of Tiffany pretending to cash in just to get Nia to the assist. I'm like, this is not a good way to push Nia, guys. She could have just done this on her own without any sort of interference. I mean, if you're gonna make her queen, make her queen. Don't make her a jokey ass queen. Make her an actual queen that could actually beat someone. I feel like she didn't beat Bailey here. Bad. Oh my God. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with the fucking kumquat as the special guest referee for this fucking match. Oh my God. He looked even stupider than ever. This match was 17 minutes. Go ahead, man. Ramble on.
Dude. This was bad. This was very bad. Bad enough to where mid-match, watching it, I felt crazy because I was watching it and I was thinking like, this sucks. But it shouldn't. This shouldn't suck. This is CM Punk. This is Drew McIntyre. They're good wrestlers. They're great wrestlers. They're over. Why does this suck? But it sucked. Like, I've heard a few people theorize that WWE is intentionally fucking with CM Punk. They're making him do things. They're making him do things. There's a theory. They're making him do things that they know he'll hate because everyone knows he can't do anything about it. Because this is his last shot in a major promotion. He fucks up here, he's done.
Is it one of those where it's like, oh, we'll forgive you, but we still won't forget?
That's what the theory is. I don't really buy that theory, but I will admit this match lends credence to this idea because even in AEW, Punk essentially, especially with Collision when it first started, Punk was booking it essentially. And even though I thought Collision kind of slipped and was kind of whack after like 3 or so weeks when he was booking it.
But I also feel like that also falls on Drew too. That also
no, hold on. I don't put it on either of them. Because what I'm saying is nothing Punk did on early Collision was anywhere close to as bad as this match. This was overwrought bullshit. Like, and the sad part is it was set up to be great. Like, I haven't watched the build, but the build had people hot enough to pop for the bell. Like, they got in the ring, they're staring at each other. The crowd's going crazy. They're so ready to see these two fight. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is gonna rock. Easy money. They pop for the bell. You know how fucking good a position you're in when the crowd pops for the bell? And then within 5 minutes, Punk and Drew shifted focus to Seth, and so did the crowd. And they never got the heat back. The crowd just alternated between chanting for tables because it's fucking WWE and it's Pavlovian, and anytime niggas go outside, we want tables. And they sang Seth's song. That's all they kept doing for the majority of the match. We want tables and whoa, because, and I don't blame them because fucking every time Drew gets heat, he's beating up Punk, and then he'll stop and go yell at Seth. And then Punk will make a comeback. And he's making a comeback, and then he'll stop and go yell at Seth. Seth ain't doing shit. But if you want to focus on Seth so much, fine. Seth Rollins is now the star of this match. So, and I get it. Seth is the ref. So obviously, I expect Seth to be involved with the match. I expect him to even be a major part of the decision and how the match is decided. I expect that. That's fine. That's cool. But they made him the match. Seth Rollins was the whole match up until the point where the match becomes about the bracelet. The fucking bracelet. We get multi-time world champion, 20-year vet, CM Punk, a man who has done shit like pour ashes out of an urn onto himself on live television. And I'm supposed to buy him stopping himself from winning a match because the ref had on his fucking friendship bracelet? Get the fuck out of here with this shit. They made Punk look like a fucking goof. And Seth was the one in sparkly pants. But Punk looked like the fucking goof. He looked like a goof. Big ass goofy. Oh, my friendship bracelet. What are we doing? The fuck? Like, and listen, I know I am not the Fed's biggest fan. We all know that. I ain't the biggest fan of the World Wrestling Federation. But I expected something out of a CM Punk and Drew McIntyre match. Like I said at the top, they're great. They're great wrestlers. I know they are. I've seen them be great wrestlers. Who booked this shit? This shit sucked, bro. This shit sucked. And I don't blame Seth for it. I blame the booking. Because obviously if you do Seth in the match and you're going to do your SummerSlam 97 callbacks and all that, that's all fine. But when they make Seth the entire integral purpose of the match, ass, bro.
Honestly,
Ass.
on everybody that participated here needs to take full responsibility, because the fact that everybody agreed to do all of this shit, to do all of it, really, really scratches everybody's heads as to why everybody works for this fucking company. Why was this necessary? Bro, we're starting this at the Rumble. Drew gets eliminated by Punk. Punk gets injured during the Rumble. Drew prayed for it to happen. Now Drew's obsession with Punk commences. Starts at Mania, wins the title, gets fucked over by Punk because he gets his dick hard for the guy that he's obsessed over. Part one of the, you get screwed over. All right, there's your first one. Second time it happens, we're in goddamn Scotland. He's about to win the world title from Priest. The ref is down. Here comes this random ref. 1, 2, camera cuts through. Oh, it's Punk. Strike 2. Fucking cash in, my nigga. Fucking cash in. They give this man the money in the bank just for him to cash it in and look like a total fucking goof. And losing because Punk had to show up. Let's not forget that before all this, there was that whole thing in Chicago on SmackDown where Punk was basically almost bludgeoned to death by Drew. And in Chicago, that's where Drew took the fucking bracelet. That's when he took the bracelet. Please, let me remind everyone that it took us to the night after the Raw after Clash at the Castle. It took from that night for them to actually talk about the fucking bracelet.
And for anyone who's gonna talk about, it's obviously the value places on it. You can value a bracelet. That's fine. But when you're in the middle, when you're a 20-year vet in the middle of a fucking big time pro wrestling match, you do not make that mistake. That's fucking stupid.
Again, my nigga, it's to, like I said, it's that analogy where it's like, oh, we'll forgive you, but we're not gonna forget what the fuck you did. You know, this is probably why. And you know what? Like, I get where the company's coming from. I think overall it would have been better if they never just had two things. The bracelet be the main focus of the story, and the fucking kumquat being the third wheel in this. Because let me tell you right now, from the moment bell time rang, the crowd died. Because it didn't even feel like fucking blood feud, because we're doing rest holds in wrestling. What the fuck? I thought I was watching Triple H and Randy Orton at Mania 25. That's what I thought.
That match was weird.
And then, you know, you got this dumbass literally taking over a whole portion of the show, trying to be like The Rock or Shawn Michaels. First of all, everyone tried to compare this to Bret and Undertaker at SummerSlam 97 with fucking Shawn Michaels as referee. This was not that. So because you see Punk wearing Bret Hart colored tights and shit, doesn't mean it resembled that, not one bit. All right, stop. It was stupid for how they portrayed this whole fucking match, because I was expecting some chaos. I was expecting a brawl. I was actually expecting some blood. I didn't get not one shot, not one lick, I didn't get any of that shit. All I got was distraction, bracelet, beat up ref, distraction, get bracelet, get kicked, lose match, get bracelet stolen again, look stupid while doing it, and look up at the lights. Half of a who booked this shit. It's worse than a who booked this shit.
Let me chat real quick. Does not suck, TJ. Johnny, listen. I've been watching CM Punk for literally longer than you've been alive. It's one of the worst matches I've ever seen him in.
This has been absolutely one of the worst things that they've ever done, next to Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie.
They wrestled each other? I never saw that.
Yeah, 2021. yeah, we did. That was a SummerSlam pay-per-view, 2021.
Oh, I do not remember that.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't want to remember it.
Yeah, I memory hold that for sure.
It was one of the, like, after that match, there was no coming back. No coming back, because the whole show, like, going into the fucking world and the fucking main event, it's just downhill. The whole show was just downhill, and it just kept going down and down and down. So before we get to the world title match, apparently we had a host. We had the Miz. Can I talk about how they opened the show 3 fucking times?
You want to talk about it? Fine. All I'm gonna say about this, where the fuck was Maurice?
They opened.
God, did y'all see Maurice?
They opened the show with Triple H.
I know. Oh, the guy that hates being on TV.
Shout out to Stephanie McMahon making her random appearance now.
Oh yeah, she was in the crowd. Yo, Steph.
They were all asking questions on the press conference, like, "Oh, Stephanie was in the crowd. She was hugging Punk." That too. Again, oh my God, it's one of those moments where it's like, this man looks like a hypocrite now, because there he is hugging Stephanie McMahon. Which is crazy. But yeah, Triple H opens the show and he introduces Jelly Roll. Fat fuck introduces the show by singing and showing stuff, and then the Miz is in the crowd and he opens up the show. I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Like, one person could have opened the show. Why are 3 people doing? So Miz pops up and he announces the stupid fraud ass attendance. That shit looked like it was 37,000 people. I don't know what happened. I think the Awesome Truth was there, and then A-Town Down Under showed up, and then something with Jelly Roll doing slap nut shit that he shouldn't be doing because reasons.
He had a choke slam.
That's what he did?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I ain't got no beef. Jelly Roll is fine. It's just the bullshit, bro. Like the company and its bullshit. I ain't got no beef with Jelly Roll.
It's the company and its bullshit, but to me, his music is just absolute garbage.
I ain't never really listened to his music. I ain't got no opinion on that, but
so World Heavyweight Championship match. The King of the Ring champion Gunther goes 1-on-1 with Damian Priest. This was 16 minutes and 40 seconds. Go ahead, TJ, ramble on.
I feel like Gordon Ramsay. Finally, some good fucking food. This was the complete opposite of everything we just talked about. This was good shit. This was the good shit, boy.
Yep.
Oh my God. The most purely pro wrestling match on the show, in fact. Like, they had a simple story of mean privileged heel versus scrappy babyface from the bottom. They threw hands. It worked. Like, these two went out, beat the shit out of each other. Damian Priest rocking as a babyface, Gunther being a mean, domineering heel. All really good shit. And WWE, of course, because we got to inject the story. The story comes later because Finn comes out and he eventually screwed Priest over. But even that, I thought, was well done because they have Finn put Gunther's foot on the rope. And then they have Priest spotted on the big screen. Like, instead of like what normally happens in these situations where the wrestler doesn't know what happened, Priest immediately found out because he looked at the replay and was like, "You motherfucker." So he goes to kill Finn, which distracts him from Gunther, who ends up putting him down, which I thought was great. And I know Priest is a babyface, so I wanted to root for it. Because by the end of the match, I was rooting for him. I'm like, let's go, Priest. Let's go. Like, shit, you go back to the screen and watch it. Me and Hazel are both like, let's go, Priest, come on. Like, we were into it. It was good.
Yep.
So, like, Gunther's the best wrestler in this company by leaps and bounds. And I think a major part of it is, for whatever reason, for the most part, they just let him work. Like, they put in their little bits of story, but they just let the fucking guy go and wrestle. And whoever he's in there with, they let that guy wrestle. And it just ends up being good wrestling. So hopefully they start letting the rest of the top guys do that, because that's good. I like that. It's good. I'm going to give this a high good. This is match of the night easily.
Yes.
Rip everything up on the show apart. Easily. It's not even close. It's not even a discussion. Match of the night right here.
No. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to agree with you 100%. This is definitely the match of the fucking night. Everything else here was just caca poo pee pee. All right.
In comparison? Yeah.
In comparison, you know, it's like when I look at this pay-per-view, I look at the one match that's like the baddie that just had sex with 6 other homeless dudes. That's what that
I should not have drank water while you said that.
But yo, I swear to fucking God, this literally brought the best out in Damian Priest. Like, this was Punishment Martinez here. This was Ring of Honor Punishment Martinez here. This was PWG Gunther. This was WXW Gunther. I mean, yeah, this was WXW Walter. This was PWG Walter. Bro, this was Progress Walter, son. This was everything that I wanted in a match. First of all, I was a little uncomfortable with the story at first, but after a while, when they started telling it more and Damian Priest was starting to show more of that babyface side, because he was now starting to come to the realization that, yo, I need better competition right now. I just beat some of the biggest guys and people are still looking at me like, yeah, you beat that guy? You beat a guy that had more titles than you? Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that shit. And that was my issue. This whole thing, it's like they were not utilizing Priest as like the dominant champion after he cashed it in at Mania and had that big moment. It's like he had big matches, but it wasn't like, oh, the ones that everybody's talking about. And it's fucked up because he really shouldn't be in that second fiddle position. Like, if you give him the belt, he's a top guy. And I get it. He's the one that has to carry himself in that position. The company can't do that. He has to do that. And he's been trying and trying. The problem is the fucking crowd and how they're booking him. It was cannon fodder to everyone else's title reign, to Seth's, to Drew's, to even Cody's when he won the WWE, because, you know, he's getting more of the recognition, and like everyone else is, well, Priest is like, what about me? You know, like, and that's kind of fucked up because like Liv's getting all the recognition, Bayley was getting all the recognition. Now it's like, okay, Nia, since she's the champion, she's gonna get all the recognition. Hell, even Logan Paul was getting recognition. He rarely defended that belt. But again, you looked at Priest, it's like, what about me? And everyone was like, what about you? And then the Gunther shit happened. And it's like, oh, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere with this. We're going to do something, right? But then it was already too little too late because they had to pull the trigger. And I'm like, this kind of could have waited at the Berlin show. But I get why they had to do it, because now I just saw Raw and now it's going to be Gunther versus Orton because, oh, Saudi, my shoulders were up. You didn't technically beat me and I want the title now. And my back, oh, it hurts. I don't have a lot of time left. You know, but yo, this match was everything that I was seeing from these guys in their past. Like, this was basically their NXT days and they never even interacted when they were in NXT. Like, this was the black and gold that we kind of wanted from them. And we got it out of this fucking show. Out of this show? Out of this goddamn awful show? Oh, man. Finn Balor. First of all, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. This is another one that was long-term storytelling. This all started from when Priest won the Money in the Bank last year. They were bickering back and forth. Remember last year's SummerSlam that Finn Balor was going after Seth Rollins for the world title and Priest got involved in shit?
Yeah. I do remember that, actually.
Finn Balor brought in JD McDonald Google Me. Damian Priest wasn't really feeling it. Finn Balor was getting pissed because he felt like he was basically trying to take lead of the Judgment Day. Blah, 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 all this other stuff. I actually had to look at this from that perspective going forward, because now when Priest became the champion, it was now back to him and Finn bickering again. He's like, oh, that briefcase, it's finna change you. That world title, it's finna change you. And, you know, Finn wasn't wrong about that, but it is also like, oh shit, when is this going to be the time that they do it? Because now that they did it, the build is going to be even more interesting. This is what's going to get Priest into his true babyface form. And once again, this is when they're going to pull out the demon character again for Finn. Because I don't know why, but they'll do it anyway. This is going to be the one that is going to push Priest to the very top again. And maybe it will get him back to being that babyface person to chase the world title instead of having a briefcase, a gimmick to have him automatically win it. Like this, okay, yeah, he cashed it in, he earned it at WrestleMania, but now he has to rightfully earn it by beating someone for that belt. And if it has to be Gunther once again going forward in the near future, okay. But I enjoyed the hell out of this match. Gunther bled. Yo, they were really chopping for real.
Blood dripping off that man's chest was crazy.
I loved the whole fucking thing. The whole fucking thing was amazing. Because oh my God. I'm going to give this one a bars.
Yeah.
I'll give this one a bars. Because it rightfully deserved it. And the storytelling made the most sense here. It really did. Because it was a long time coming, and I'm glad they finally did it. Now we get to our main event. Fucking hell, man. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Championship. Once again, contested under Bloodline rules. 29 minutes and 10 seconds. Great one.
First.
Let's bring this shit home, bro.
Yeah. JD is dead. Oh, no. I never give us so many people. It's because, Johnny, he's the best wrestler in this stupid fucking company. That's why. He's just the best wrestler in this company, in this dog shit company. Get with the program already. He's awesome. Yeah. So, this match, back to cinema. We go back to cinema. Now, unlike Punk and Drew, I didn't really have no expectations for this. So I'm not as miffed about it being bad, but make no mistake, this was bad. This was the worst match of the night by leaps and bounds, as a matter of fact. I thought Punk and Drew was significantly better than this. And you heard how I felt about that match.
Yeah.
This WWE Bloodline main event formula of these super long matches filled to the brim with run-ins is abysmal. It's fucking horrible. It's borderline unwatchable. Like, and I haven't been a fan of it for quite some time, back to even when Roman was here and doing it. But, like, this is the first one I've seen without him. And you immediately realize that the only redeeming quality those matches even had was the fact that he was in them and that he was a big star. Like, these matches are predicated on building and building and building. But the problem is, since no one believes the match is going to end before we've had our 30 run-ins and 20 falsies, everything you do before that first run-in is meaningless. It's pointless. And this match took 15 minutes to start the run-ins. Now, if you got 15 minutes of what is essentially fluff time, I feel like you could build it however you want. Go a little crazy, I say. You know what I'm saying? But they did a fucking house show match. They did a house show match. Like Solo's doing a discount Roman impersonation with chin locks and monologues. Cody does these comebacks trying to hype the crowd up while they're just looking at the ramp and chanting for Roman Reigns. Like, this is Cody's first big four as world champion. And not 2 minutes after one of the most self-indulgent fart-sniffing entrances I've ever seen in my life, the crowd doesn't even care about him. And they just want to see Roman Reigns. So great. That's also awesome, by the way. You did this fucking 5+ minute dick-sucking entrance, Cody, only for the crowd to immediately start chanting for Roman Reigns. I bet you felt great hearing that shit, you dickhead. And fortunately for the crowd, you get Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns finally comes out after all the run-ins. He takes Solo out, stares at Cody as he wins. He's just flexing his ownership of the top spot. Because make no mistake, that's his spot again. Like, this match is who booked this shit, obviously. But the real takeaway here, for me anyway, is 10 long years, bro. After 10 long years, after they started this Roman Reigns project, it's worked. They did it. It's finally what they want him to be. And all it took was them doing what everyone said to do 10 years ago. Turn him heel and let him go away for a little bit. That's what we said 10 years ago. If you do that, he'll be a big star. They didn't listen, and now they finally listened, and look, it worked. So, yeah, match was horrendous. But Roman's return was very cool in a sort of full circle. They did it way. So there's that at least. But, yeah, this match was fucking dog shit. Like,
you know what Vince is probably telling himself in his own home while watching this? I did it, pal. I got the crowd to love him.
We've done it, you sons of bitches.
We did it. Now I can die happy, pal. Where's that girl? I want to shit on her again. Look, I just despise everything that this match stood for. Who booked this shit? There is no saving this match. My nigga. It's moments like this where I was happy that I was drunk and I was dozing off, because honestly, I really didn't give a shit. I really didn't, because look, y'all try to make it, and again, y'all, here's the thing. If y'all want to make Cody seem like this big, legitimate star, don't put him in stupid matches where the outcome are going to be the same. It was basically the same thing, except with just the dollar store people involved. You had your Gaga just with dollar store people. The only big moment was Roman. That was it. But not even Roman couldn't save this fucking match. There was no point in making this bloodline rules when you were just going to do 15 minutes of Randy Orton, Triple H of WrestleMania 25, and then do the same old bullshit that you did in this year's Mania. I'm so sick of that dumbass analogy. Like, yo, just do it already. If y'all gonna do bloodline rules, have the nigga that said he's doing bloodline rules come out with everybody that want to beat up Cody Rhodes.
You just jumped this nigga. Like, what the fuck?
Why are we waiting, bro? Why are we waiting? Like, my nigga, this is not Ocarina of Time where I'm just wait, attack, wait, attack, wait. This is not fucking hard to do. Just get everybody out from the fucking bloodline to beat up Cody. And then you can have all your other fucking guys that want to save the day for Cody Rhodes to show up. Do the spot where everybody leaves. Do the spot with Jacob where he has to fucking sit the hell out to that table spot. Just so, we can't have him and Roman be face to face because guess what? That's just gonna ruin Solo's main event run. Newsflash: Solo's main event run is done, over, buried, finished, finito, done. Move on. It's not working, and it's never gonna work. When are you people going to realize this? The man can't talk. You got rid of Paul Heyman. Now he has no one to speak for him. Tama Tonga can't talk for him. Tonga Loa looks like he can't barely speak English. And Jacob, he too gangster to speak. You got to wait for Netflix for that.
You're ruining.
Like, yeah, they're going to keep pushing him. But it's like, why? Why when we know this ain't working? The only thing that's working right now is Roman. And it's so funny. It's so fucking funny that it took Solo to be anointed the new tribal chief and to destroy Paul Heyman to be now like, we want Roman weak going into this main event. It is such absolute bullshit. It is such bullshit that not even Solo couldn't make this main event good. Like, Roman's had a couple of SummerSlam main events that we've talked about that were why? The one with Cena was erotic. The one with Brock was stupid, but hey, tractor, ring, cool.
I thought that match was mid.
The one with his cousin was like the worst one.
That one sucked.
And then this topped it. This was the icing on the fucking Sunday. This is not. I'm not even gonna give it a who booked this shit. This just gets a -5 fucking nouts. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of this? Why would you rehash something that you thought was good for Mania 40? Which, by the way, that fucking Bloodline Rules match was no. It was not. The original one was okay, but it wasn't that good because of too much Gaga.
Yeah, that shit wasn't that good either. It was better than this, but
all that fucking Gaga here once again, and just have it be like this. You had a pretty good ending out of it, but at what cost when the match overall sucked?
I doubt they care that the match was bad. I doubt they care.
-5 nouts, man. Like, again, it's back to, we're not done with this. Is not over. This is not over. And that's what's sad, is that we're gonna continue this. And Roman's coming back Friday, so it could most likely be added as a triple threat going into Bad Blood, because I don't know if they're going to run it back at the Berlin show. I think we might just fucking do, I'm just going to pull a rabbit out of my ass here. Cody, Roman, and Jimmy Uso taking on Solo Sikoa and GOD at the Berlin show. Because Jimmy has to come back soon. So does Paul. And I think the Berlin show would be the perfect time for, a week before the Berlin show would be the perfect time for Jimmy Uso to come back. Hell, maybe he might come back Friday night. I don't fucking know. But no, this again, it's this was, my God. Okay, TJ, well, match of the night, worst match of the night, and final grade for the show.
Let me get through these real quick. Happy Roman is no, Hunter Vince did it. No, like I said, Saturday, it started with Vince, because Vince was the one who did the heel turn for Roman. So you may not want to give him credit for it, but Vince ultimately did start the process. He did start the process.
It was all Vince.
That fucking pervert bastard, he started it. So Triple H finished it. He stuck the landing, but Vince started it. I'm happy Roman is back. I miss him holding the belt. Now you miss him holding the belt. Okay. Well, don't worry. He's gonna win it back very soon, Johnny. So you gonna be held to that. Let's see if you stand on business. Yeah, Jacob Fatu potentially injured. Unfortunate.
I don't even think that was a real injury. Again, when they did the spot, he was basically still on the ground. He didn't get up after that. And again, it was just they didn't want to do the confrontation between him and Roman because I would have been like, oh, that's like the most over moment. Fuck Solo. So maybe that's just maybe that was all a fake.
Well, and it's Young Wolf. I don't think Cody is an afterthought now, and I don't think he will be an afterthought immediately. But like I said, he ain't number one, and shit, he might end up having a fight for number two because Roman is back and this shit is his.
Hey, we haven't played a clip in a while.
Immediately.
To its owner, the owner being Roman Reigns. So he will get that belt back soon.
He was number one.
Yeah. So, as far as this show goes, my match of the night, obviously, Gunther and Priest, like, not even close. Like I said earlier, like, nothing on this show is in its stratosphere. Like, it's just easily the best thing on the show. The only thing I would recommend you go check out if you want to check out a single match. Worst match of the night.
There's
main
a lot
event.
of them.
I mean, really, there's two choices, I feel like. Because, like, the stuff early on wasn't offensive. But Punk and Drew and the main event were offensively bad. So, if you want to pick between one of those, my personal choice would be the main event. Just because they had a 15-minute bullshit match before fucking doing the run-in fest. Like, all that shit was horrible. Like, at least with Punk and Drew, you had just about 15 minutes of bullshit and then it ended. Whatever. So yeah, worst match of the night is the main. Show grade in general, C-, D+. Like, they had stories to tell here. So if you're a weekly WWE watcher, you probably got some level of satisfaction out of something here. Be it the Liv stuff, the Judgment Day, be it Gunther winning the title, or whatever story developments happen here, you might be happy with some of that. I say all the time, I am very aware this promotion is not for me. I get that. But I still feel like even in terms of WWE's current presentation and style, there's better ways to tell your stories and better ways to pace the show. Because while there may not have been like a crazy 40+ minute gap of no wrestling like there was on Money in the Bank, there was still far too much downtime on a 3+ hour show. Like 3.5 hours, and apparently almost 2 hours of it was ads, video packages, and entrances, like non-wrestling bullshit a lot of that doesn't need to be there. I get some of that needs to be there because you partner with companies, you need to do advertisements, all that shit. Cool, whatever. Pace it better. There's no need for a 3.5 hour show if you know you only got about 2.5 to maybe 3 hours of actual wrestling content. Get this shit right, man. Like, these are draining, and I don't want to watch them anymore. I don't want to watch these anymore. But hey, I'll see y'all at Survivor Series.
All right, well, look, match tonight is going to be Gunther and Priest. All right, it was probably one of the best wrestling matches throughout the entire fucking show. Worst match, I mean, every match here was just fucking terrible. That wasn't the World Heavyweight Championship. But if I had to pick one, I'm giving it to Jordan Punk. Honestly, it probably had to be one of the stupidest things for them to ever do. It made Seth look stupid. It made Drew look dumb. It made Punk look like a complete and utter idiot. And yeah, come on, guys. Come on, Hunter. Like, you stop making blood feuds like your fucking Mania 25 match with Orton. Let them fucking fight. Let them kill each other. Why are we doing rest holds in a match that there should be color in? What the fuck? are you doing? What are you smoking? Literally.
Wreck.
It's and it's not even just like True and Punk was the worst match overall, because the other 6 matches that took place here were also bad. I mean, look, despite the LA Knight and Logan Paul match which was a bit of a lifesaver, it was an okay match. It spared us the humility of what could be an awful pay-per-view. I'm still giving the show an F, because not even one good can get this up to a D. Not one bars can even get this up to a D, knowing that the rest of the show is bad. So who booked this shit? I didn't even care. Fuck. That's all it gets. It gets a fuck.
Fuck. That's what that got.
It could go step into its own fucking grand tour.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
I hope some fans open their eyes one day and see Gunther. He's not John Cena. He's not Hogan. He's not AJ. He's not Seth Rollins. He's better than all those guys except AJ. So, yeah, that's what that is. So, yeah, you're right, Johnny. He's better than all of them.
Again, this pay-per-view was basically the equivalent of an OnlyFans girl that was a perfect 10 having sex with 6 other homeless guys that haven't showered in 3 years. So what the fuck are we doing here, WWE? If you're going to be putting out shit like this, then maybe I should not be watching any more of your fucking shows going forward. I mean, look, again, I could take away some of the matches that you had on here and put matches that you had within the week, like the Bloodline versus DIY for the tag titles. That could have been on here. The Wyatt 6 versus the Creed brothers and Chad Gable. That could have been on here. Not what you had here. Whatever you had here was great. Oh, and let me remind people that Triple H announced in the press conference that this could be the last SummerSlam. Next year, we might officially go 2 nights instead of 2026. We might give you a head start. And I'm just like, you motherfucker. Have you been paying attention to the last 3 SummerSlam events that we've had? None of these have been that good. Like, maybe 2021 was okay, but it wasn't good. 2022 was why. 2023 was no. 2020, this year's was ill. Brother, what was this?
Brother,
What was this? What is this? Bad Blood is in October 5th. And no, the belt's not going to be on the line there. It's going to be on Survivor Series. But next championship defense will be at All In. That will be 3 weeks' time. So everyone will be ready for that. Wow, Johnny, you must really love drugs, huh?
Big E was like, Punk, what the fuck was that? Gunther, can you please just move to AEW since I fucking wish we could have a good fucking wrestler in a good fucking wrestling promotion. I fucking wish.
Y'all just want to see this man face the American Dragon before he officially.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? That would be the greatest match ever. What the fuck?
It's like, yo, fuck the legal channels. Just shut up and take my money. Why don't you
take my money? You do fucking Walter versus Bryan Daniels. Are you kidding me? That'd be incredible. Well, you know, whatever. Gunther, again, Gunther is in the Fed. And he cooking in the Fed, actually. Like, I ain't even hating on him. He cooking. So good for him.
Got to hear nigga damn. It's really good drugs. It's weed. I'm not doing all that other stuff. Couple of weeks, I'm about to be 5 years cold turkey. I don't know what you talking about, Johnny.
Well, shit, people who love Gunther are on drugs. Yeah, I do take blood pressure medication because I got high blood pressure. So there you go.
But yeah. All right, guys. So once again, we will be back tomorrow on the twitch.tv/Ramblemania show. For Come Tuesday TV, we will be watching Nick Arcade. We will be back for the Wednesday Night Dynamite. Total nonstop ramble of honor on Thursday. The show that you've been waiting on Friday. Collision this Saturday. Come weekly. And do not forget, Raw Rents returns next week, which means you're going to get 3 weeks of Raw before we have to go back to recapping pay-per-views again. So, yeah. But with that being said, it looks like there has been enough talk. There has been enough reviewing another shitty World Wrestling Federation pay-per-view, where it is time for us to bring it home here on the Ramblemania show. Oh, Thursday is my birthday, guys, so I will be live for that, and we're going to be having some fun. So hopefully you guys will be joining me for that. But with that being said, great one. It is now time for you to tell all these Ramblemaniacs and all the BC aliens where to find us while I go find a gun to go put on my head.
Yeah, you already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at Ramblemania Show, at Banter Club Podcast. Find us on Twitter at Ramblemania, Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also find.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, no, now you're back.
Okay. Far as audio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere podcasts found, search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. Far as visuals, twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show. We are on Spotify video. We're on YouTube. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. When you get here, like the videos, click subscribe, click the bell so that when the new content drops, it goes straight to you.
Yeah.
As far as me personally, find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. Find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. It's as simple as that.
TJ the Great. TJ the Great. As always, guys, follow me on Instagram at iZombies, IIZOMB, ESZ. I'm gonna go find another video to offend you guys on my fucking countdown. For TJ the Great, I'm Hazel the iZombie. This has been another shitty World Wrestling Federation live stream review here. We want to wish all of you out there 8 pointing goodies. You're ace fucking sweet.
Backhand on them. Any good fights and a good night.
This show was smoking so much crack.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
That they had to just go smoke some more.